Continuing 122, starting at step 25, search. So, as a cybersecurity expert, you'll often need to find files and folders that are on places that are hard to find. Yeah, you gotta dig around. So, we're gonna practice searching for hard to find data with a few things. So, there's a few hints we can do right here. So, we're gonna open up File Explorer to view the default settings. So, File Explorer is this folder again. And to default the view settings, so you go to View. All right, and then what do? Click the View tab and deselect the checkbox Hidden Items and File Extensions. All right, so this is day 2. So you probably, if you were before, you probably had these 2 things checked. I hate how okay, I'm gonna hit this pin button right here because I want these pinned. I like not having to deal with that. So we're gonna uncheck these 2 things. You probably had them checked originally. Now we uncheck them, okay? Navigate to Desktop, Activities, A22 Files, Info. So we go Desktop, Activities, A22 Files, and then Info. In the Home tab in the New panel, click New Folder. Name the folder My Storage. So we go to Home tab up here, and we're going to go New Folder, and then it's highlighted. We're going to name it My Storage, and hit Enter. Now I made a new folder in there. Oh, My Storage with no okay, I'm going to do it their way just to be consistent. So if you want to rename, right-click it, rename. Okay. Just going to do it their way. The Home tab, New panel, click the New Item drop-down menu and then select Text. Home tab, New panel. Home tab, New panel is right here. Click New... Click the New Item drop-down menu, select Text Document, and then My First File Text. Okay, New Item, so New Text Document. It's called My First File.text. Just like that. And navigate back to the 122 folder. So to go back, you can hit the 122 right here. Boom. That's what I would do. All right. So, okay. In the right navigation bar is a search text box with a magnifying glass. Click on the text box. Okay. So you get this is the search area right here. Now I'm going to expand this. You can drag this over. So it's like that. To search for files and folders, you can type text directly in the search box. Okay. So yeah, if you want to search for things, it's kind of like doing a Google search, right? But that, especially if there's like a lot of files or you don't know where to search, this is great. Or where the file was located on your computer. Sometimes you don't know. Or you're looking for something. Or maybe you know a name of a suspicious file. You want to search for stuff that way. There's a lot of information to view that's not visible. You can reset the width. That's what I just did. I'm ahead of them. Right? So I just make that a little bit bigger in there. Boom. Type My in the search text box. Your My Storage folder and My First File are found. Okay, so if we just do My, and don't even hit Enter, it'll like start searching right away. You don't have to like hit Enter to finalize it. So notice, hey, My Storage, and then, so we were in the 122 file. It actually looked inside the Info folder and found the My Storage folder and then the My First File text document. Okay. So, and notice there's always information like, hey, where was it located? And here's the directory right here. So it's cool. Clear the text box and type doc. Okay, so we can clear it by hitting X. We're going to type doc. Now, it's going to look for doc. All files of the doc, even the extensions, all text files to doc or docx are found, even though the extensions are not shown. But there are no files. This is just going into documents. What? So that's an extension. You would find any doc or docx files, but there's none in here. Okay, so it's saying doc would technically get that, but we don't have any on here. And then part C, okay, that's a bad example. Part C, type in first. Okay. If you type in first, it's not going to find anything. But you're like, wait a minute, I have a file with first in the name, right? You're like, wait, there should be a file with like my first file. Why doesn't it pick it up if I type first? But you know it has first in the name. And so here's the thing. It won't type first because first is not at the beginning of the file name. So what if you wanted to search for first, but like, or for a certain word or part of a word, and it's in the middle of a file name? You got to use something they call a wildcard in here. So it's like, they call it a wildcard. You got to use asterisks. So the idea is that you have to tell it, hey, look for the word first, but anything can come before it. So do star first right now. So if we go, so let's say we're back in here. We go star, asterisk, star, first, and now you'll find it, right? Or if we do capital first, whatever. And that's how you find it. So the key thing, if you want to like look for a certain word, but it might not be the start of a file, you can put asterisks. And you put them before and after the file. You can actually put them in the middle of the file, in the middle of this phrase too. So the asterisk says, hey, search for this, but anything can be in front of it if I put the asterisk in front. So that's what it means. They call it a wildcard here. The asterisk is the way to kind of say anything. So a hint on this, and I'm just doing this. So if you go star.text, this will search for any .text file, right? So that's you might see like search phrases like that. That's a very common thing. Okay, so we did that. Clear the search box. Okay, search for files and folders, useful skill to help you find suspicious data. So yeah, if you're looking for some keywords, suspicious things, or if you want to investigate a computer, you're trying to find out like, you're trying to like snoop around for things. Like, you know, one thing hackers could do, like, oh, I could take your whole C drive and like, if you have a folder named passwords on your computer, I can go like this, password. Or sometimes people have something called password on there. I don't know. So, or if you go passwords file. So if you name something passwords on a computer and they can search for it like that, I don't know. That's one way to make yourself vulnerable. And in addition to the search text box, you may have noticed the new search tools search tab. Click the search tools search tab. If you don't see the tab, click this. This gets so hard sometimes. Like you're just reading this and you're like, what? You're like, what? Search tools, search tab. Oh, so okay. So you might, they're saying, hey, see this thing up here? We got this search tab up here. Cool. I'm actually going to go back to where I was. Hey, we got the search stuff. Let's check this out. So I can do more advanced stuff. Click the search tools, search tab. You don't see it. Click on the search box. Oh, so like if you're clicked in here, like if I'm clicked in here, you might not see it. But now that I clicked in search, that this is popping up now. Cool. All right. So this is just more advanced stuff. In the refined panel, File Explorer provides search keywords for you. So if you need to search for things, like you might search by like date modified. Hey, I want to see all files that were modified today or in the last week. That sometimes narrows it down, or you can just give it a range. Because if you know it was something that was changed recently, like if there's a virus, you might be like, huh, and I just got a virus. Let's see what happened yesterday, since yesterday. You might say what type of files. Like maybe you only want picture files right now. So you say pictures on here. And this will probably get JPEGs, PNGs, all sorts of picture files. Or if you want just other types of files, right? You can look for bigger files or smaller files. If you know you're looking for something that's going to be really big, that might be helpful. Or other properties on there. Date modified is usually a very helpful one. Oh, select today. Okay, so I can do date modified and select today. So notice that they added a date modified today in here. So now I'm just searching for every file that I just modified right now, which makes sense because I created my first file in my storage. And since I created those in the info folder, info was technically modified today as well. All right. The search keywords, that items were changed today. Oh, I just said it. Awesome. Change the search to date modified 1/22/18. So you can just pick a random date. And because we are, this is in America, we do months first. So if you're from a different country, like probably literally any other country, but no, we do months first here. Isn't that how we do it? 18 or is it 2018? 2018, of course, because we don't know if we mean 1918. So there. January 22nd, 2018, from back in the before times. You'll see files and folders created on that date. So if maybe there's a certain date that you know things were installed, you can search by a certain date. And you notice that calendar popped up too, so you can use that. All right, so cool. Different ways to search. Awesome. I'm going to clear that box. Blah, blah, blah. Next thing. Use the kind option to search for all folders. Kind. I'm going to search for folders. So now it's just going to find every folder in 122. And like every folder and every folder within the folder that's in 122. Cool. You see that list. Without clearing the search text box, add a search refinement for the date modified and today. So I can also say today. So now it does the kind, says folder, and date modified today. So you can add multiple things in here. This is kind of nice. You don't have to remember how to like type this with the colons. You can just use the stuff on here. These are these nice features that Windows added over the years. Back in the day, they didn't have these things. So as long as you know, hey, this tab stuff is going to keep all the things you really need up here. Or most of the things you need. You can search text box should show something similar to kind folder and today. Add an or. Oh, okay. So let's go back in time, folks. Let's say you can do, I think I got to draw in here. So you can use an or. What does this or do? Okay, if you've done any logical programming, now some of you haven't done logic here. Or means, like if I put an or between these things, what this means is it a folder or if it's modified today. I was actually going to try to open that. I'm not going to do it. So or, like without doing this or, both of those things have to be true. It has to be a folder and it has to be modified today. If I add an or in here, it'll just search for everything that is a folder or was modified today. So notice all my folders are here and that text file I created today is also here. And this zip file that was, I guess it's a folder? A zip file, a folder? I guess. I don't know. Maybe it counts as a folder. Cool. So an or means like either of these things can be true. Search for both of them. But if you leave that out, then it's an and, if you need to know that. But it means both those things must be true. Or means either of them could be true. Confirm that you're in the 122 folder using search tools, keywords, and direct texting. Perform these searches. Okay, so let's try some others. Search for folders with SCC in any part of the name. So we're back in here, so I'm going to close this off. So I'm going to search for SEC. There I go. Do I have to have a star at the end? So I thought you had to have a star in the end, but I guess the way that the logic works here is the star is implied at the end. All right? So you don't need to put a star at the end, but you do need to put a star at the beginning. All right? So how did I do that? Oh, for folders, I should have done that. Okay. So I should have done this, and I should have said folder. Cool. Did it. With the wildcards, specify all items. This should show all files and all folders. Okay, so how would I do everything? Watch this. Boom. Star. Literally everything. Boom. There. Just the star gets everything. Sometimes you have to do star dot star. In some languages, like to know that it could be dot any extension, but I guess not. Star works. Okay. I thought you would have to do star dot star. I learned something new. You can use, So you could have done star, or you could have done kind star, like that means any kind. Okay, but that's extra. Word unknown somewhere in their name. Search for items that have unknown. So unknown. Isn't that how you do it? Yeah. If you don't see any results, review the previous section. What? Do I have to really? Oh, did it crash on me? Project lead the way. Why do you do this to me? You've all had this issue. I'm going to pause the video until I fix this. All right, folks. I paused my video because PLTW. And I don't remember where I paused it. I got to redo all this again. I think we were at, we did wildcards, right? I think we were at we were at the unknown stuff. That's right. So it was like unknown right here. Okay. Not too far back. So, all right. So we were at opening up this folder. Unknowns didn't work, and I think I just got tilted a little bit because of that. And so it's activities. It was the 122 files. Okay, and then when they said do unknown, and then it did nothing, I was like, I don't know why. And then I said, let's move on from that. I don't care. So one thing we want to do is in 35 it said find all the executable script files. Okay, now my computer looked like this before. I'm going to empty that cycle bin. My computer looked like this. And so I said, find all the executable script files. Well, let's do a search for .bat, HTA, or VBS. So you might just say, hey, .bat files are bad. So let's look for star.bat. And you don't see any. Or star.vba or star.hts, right? HTA and VBS. So you're not seeing those, but here's the thing. Project lead the way. You might have forgotten. The first part of this lesson, you unzipped the stuff in here and you put it on your desktop, right? So I'm going to do it again. So this is the problem if you've reset your lab since you did the first half. This lesson's assuming that stuff's still on that lab. But you probably didn't do this in one sitting. So you wouldn't see it. It's kind of annoying. So now if I search for those things. Hey, I find all these files. So they were originally on your desktop. That's what they're trying to get with this. Hey, you look for .bat files. Those are potentially problems that are files that are messing with your computer. So you can find them. They might not be on the desktop. They might be buried in some folder. So that's why searching for .bats and just the whole system, sometimes that's a good thing to check out. All right? And that's what they're trying to get in here, to search for that. And then you investigate if those files are good or bad. Last thing, you can add not to a search. So not is like a logical, it makes it from true to false. Or it's like, so when I say not kind folder, search for everything that's not a folder. So instead of saying kind folder, which is search for all folders, not search for the opposite of that. Everything that's not a folder. So sometimes that's useful if you want to search. Maybe it helps you. I don't know why you'd want to search for not a folder. Maybe you want to search for or not I don't know. You could find a use for that. I don't want to see folder names, but I want to see the stuff in there, but I don't know what type of files they are I'm looking for, but I don't want to see folder names. So maybe go not folder. I don't know. Some of the files you found were suspicious scripts from the beginning of the activity if you had them unzipped. Be sure you know which parameters let you discover. Okay, so now here's where I'm at. I got these questions. Let's just try these. I'm going to let you pause the video. Let you pause the video right here. Why don't you try these? All right, stop. All right, let's go. Which are the file extensions? What is the file extension for my message, hta.txt? The file extension is the very end. This .hta, that's trap. So it's actually txt. There you go. What's the search parameter? What will this find? Kind folders? It's going to find all your folders. Date modified star find. This should actually find everything because everything that was modified at any date. But everything was created at some date. So it will find everything. Everything, because we have a star. Once you hide a folder, you will never be able to see the file without unhiding it. That's false. You can view hidden files. Boom. You can view hidden files. Boom, boom. I'm right. Why is this one? Okay, that's just a typo. All right, so you keep a record of the installation dates and the installed. You can use your files date modified. So yeah, one thing who keeps a record of that? Come on. I guess if you're a professional, you should probably document when you do stuff. If you're a cybersecurity expert. But, sometimes hey, if I just installed a program on my computer, I'm at grandma's house. I'm at mom's house. And mom just installed a casino app to play casino games on her computer. And she says, oh, it's been messed up since then. If I ask her, when did you install that? That could help me figure it out. If it was a day ago or a week ago or whenever. So sometimes helps you narrow things down. There you go. Hope you like this. See you next time.